Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right, and with Michaela singing, that means we are back in the lobby bar for the week of August the 17th, 2026. Brian and Michaela with you. And Michaela, big news in your world. I just found out one minute ago. Your kid started school today, so happy back to school to your kid, a video game fan out there. Happy day, happy day. How's that going? How's the back to school? Do you have enough? I don't even know what you need for school anymore. It used to be like, like number two pencils and like a box of crayons and like three like
Hmm.
college ruled notebooks. But now I think you'd probably just need like an iPad. And that's it.
Yeah. No, it is real interesting. I think education actually is moving away from some of the tech, which is probably
Oh,
pretty good because we're creating a
they're
lot
like
of
you already do this at
sociopaths.
home 12 hours a day.
Yeah, yeah, maybe you don't need unmitigated access to the interwebs at like, 8. I don't know. But we do the old-fashioned thing. We have bouquets of sharpened pencils and crayons, and we do have a lot of books, like real books. They have pages and everything. Back then,
Excellent.
video games were called books.
They were
And
called books. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
getting all the school supplies. That was always like the highlight, like one of the highlights of the summer was like going like back to school, like clothes shopping and back to school, like school supply shopping. Those were like
Yeah,
pretty fun days.
I felt like that was like the one thing. If you didn't love school, and I actually really loved school, I was bullied a lot, but I loved school. Um, but that was the one thing that was kind of cool because it was like, I could go and like pick my own colored folders and stuff. Now I couldn't get like Lisa Frank or a Trapper
Oh,
Keeper. I really wanted a Trapper Keeper, and I was not rich enough for a trapper keeper. And then it became like a status symbol, so the school wouldn't even let us use real trapper keepers, which I
oh
thought was
dang.
weird.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, because that was how you identified the rich, the haves and the have-nots, was if you had a trapper keeper. I guess I don't really know, but I remember being really mad that I couldn't buy one. But my parents were like, "Woo, don't have to spend $12 on a trapper keeper," because now they're probably like $57.
Oh yeah, 100%. You probably buy like vintage ones online. I don't know. I digress. Let's get into a cocktail. You deserve something for back to school day. All those parents out there, raise the glass. This one's an easy one. It's something that is in the vein of things that we love here at Drink the Movies. It has a little bit of a fruity flair to it, so you can take this ingredient or this recipe and run with it, or you can change it up as you so desire. But I got this from Lena's Kitchen blog, and it's just the easy strawberry martini. So listen to this. So you're going to take like five-ish strawberries. You probably cut them in half, probably, I guess. Throw them into your shaker tin. Throw in a half an ounce of simple syrup, and then 2 ounces of vodka or gin. Uh, uh, Lena also had silver tequila on there. That wouldn't be too bad.
Ooh.
And go ahead and just shake that up and strain it. It gives you a little bit of strawberry essence. If you want more strawberry, you can muddle those. But yeah, you're just making a little strawberry forward martini, and I thought that that sounded pretty good because like strawberries and gin is a delicious combination. I love strawberries, especially love fresh strawberries in a cocktail, and I like this because you can kind of control like how much like fruit juice you want. So if you want like I don't know, like quote unquote like dirty strawberry martini, you could
Mm-hmm.
muddle it up, get more of the juice, less of the juice. If you want to really highlight the
Mm-hmm.
gin, something like
Mm-hmm.
that, I thought that
Mm-hmm.
sounded good. But you and I made up a bunch of cocktails for the upcoming couple of weeks, and now I have like I don't know like 7/8 of a tin of blackberries in my refrigerator, and I was like,
Yeah,
you could basically make an easy blank martini with whatever rando fruit you have hanging out in your fridge, or probably
absolutely.
herbs, probably
Herbs. Yeah,
herbs. Yeah,
herbs.
but
It's the
there.
only
What do you
time
think?
the
What
so
do you what do you think about strawberries? Strawberries and gin.
oh
And
yeah.
then B, just like any other like fruit ideas. I thought that that sounded like a pretty good idea for a lobby bar. It's like
Yeah.
leftovers in a cocktail glass.
It is. It is. And what mom doesn't like leftovers other than this mom right here? I also think if you were really going to do this, you could also go and get that the some strawberry thyme, strawberry basil, mix that
Mm-hmm,
up into it. Um,
mm-hmm.
just shoot the moon. The one thing that I do want to caution our moms for them for this version of a momosa, right? Uh, uh, Martinis are like eyeballs. One is too
Yeah,
few, three is too many, two is just right. Don't have more than two, or else you might end up texting Brian telling him how amazing he is, or I don't know,
that's
somebody
true.
you've just met. like your mailman and just being like, you deliver the mail so beautifully. Or like your students' teachers, they're going to think that's real weird that you get drunk and drunk text them. Don't do that. Drink responsibly. But I do think that this should be a new thing, a mom teeny. That's what I need. That's what we should be calling. I mean,
That's what you're calling
uh,
it. All right.
that's what I'm going to call it. And I will only have two, and only after the school day is over and the learning has completed itself.
There you go. Well, I'm going to go help myself to a Momtini after we finish talking about the movies today because the movies, there were a couple of new ones out this week. Of course, they weren't going to compete with Spider-Man, although they gave it a heck of a try, I will say. Spider-Man Brand New Day leads the way. It's over $2 billion now worldwide, $48 million again this weekend here domestically. Odyssey, $23.2 million, staying in second place. And then we have the new releases, The End of Oak Street and Paw Patrol, the Dino movie. Dinosaur centric there in 3 and 4 with 21 and $20.5 million here domestically. Cat's Eye, Wild Hearts, some concert. I think that's a K-pop thing. I don't really know. I don't know what a Cat's Eye is. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Close to $4 million there in fifth place. So there you go. What do you think, Michaela? Michaela was shaking her fist in the air about
I was,
dinosaurs and or Spider-Man. I don't know
I
what
was,
she wanted
it
to
was, it was
chime in
about the
on, but
dinosaurs because
okay.
remember last week you were asking me, you're like, is your son going to see this? And I was like, nah, he's too old. Newsflash. Apparently he's not too old and he loved it. He loved
Oh,
it.
Paw Patrol?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently this one's real good, and I should be more open-minded about what my kid would like.
Yeah.
And Steve and Michael, if you're hearing this 10 years from now, I'm real sorry that I thought you were too
Yeah.
old. But yeah, he went and saw it this weekend, and he was like, "Mom, it was actually pretty good."
It's
And I was
actually pretty good.
he's on his way to being we're going to hand off the Drink the Movies over to him when we retire because he had a lot of critiques. It was real interesting. That was
So your
great.
kid's seen the Odyssey and Paw Patrol, the Dino movie, on successive weeks. There you go. Love that. Love that. Shout out to you out there, kids of Paw Patrol world. We're going to see The End of Oak Street tonight. I'm very excited about it. It's getting some pretty good reviews out there. Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor. Love that. Love me some dinosaurs. Love me some weird mysteries. I feel like I'm going to get all of those in spades tonight. So $21 million End of Oak Street. We do have a couple of things coming out this week. Nothing that's going to make a huge splash box office wise, but could be some interesting things. We've got two like indie darling kind of films coming out, and then what is like I don't know, like it's like the 104th entry in a horror series. Let's start with this. Tony, we saw the previews for this. This looks pretty good. It is a biopic about Anthony Bourdain. Spoiler,
Mm.
starring Dominic Sessa, Antonio Banderas, Amelia Jones. That looks pretty good. And this one I'd kind of heard like murmurs of because Gillian Anderson is starring in it, and I've kind of seen she'd been doing a little bit of press, but I didn't know what the movie was or even like what the title was. So when it popped up today, but this is Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. This one's coming from Mubi, which is like that streaming TV thing, which is the same people that just did The Substance. And it seems like it's kind of like sort of not similar like in vibes necessarily, but kind of like thematically similar a little bit. So I don't know if you
Oh.
know anything about that, Michaela, but either of these strike your fancy. We're getting into Oscar season now, so we're going to start seeing more and more of these types of films popping up, I think.
Well, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma sounds right up my alley. And looking at the cover, I am 2 seconds years old hearing about this film. Uh, but looking at the poster, it looks like Camp Silver Lake meets Carrie, maybe? It's got this very fun, like 1973 horror story vibe where like it was sexy, but it was also terrifying.
Hmm.
Because in the 70s, that's really when like horror stories, I feel like slasher movies started being born, right? And it was all about like this sex and violence, not just like creatures from outer space who are going to come and take over the world or like the bug or the fly that turns into a person, right? It was all about like people doing what they shouldn't be doing sexually, and somehow that being the reason why it was okay to slice them up and toss them in a blender or something. So this looks just like that, and I cannot be more excited. And Gillian Anderson, the yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Gillian Anderson. Yeah, it looks like it
And
looks kind of like this, yeah, the sexual horror thing, and it is also starring Hannah Einbinder. If you don't know who that is, she is Ava on Hacks. So there you go. Those
yeah,
are those are the leads. I believe she's probably the director in this film retelling.
yeah, and then Jane Schoenbrunn did the I saw the TV Glow, which a couple of our friends over at the Galaxy of Film heralded it as one of the best films of 2024. So I have a feeling this person knows what they're doing. So I'm excited.
There you go. There you go. We also have Tony, directed by Matt Johnson. Again, biopic of Antonio Banderas. That one got really good reviews coming out of some film festival kind of
You
thing. So
mean
I'm
Anthony
looking forward to
Bourdain?
that. Anthony Bourdain. What did I say?
Antonio Banderas.
Well, Antonio Banderas is in it. That's what I said. Dominic
He
Sessa,
is in it, but
Antonio
you said
Banderas.
it's the biopic
No.
of
Well,
I think you did. I
one
don't
in
know,
the
maybe
same.
not.
One in the same. One in the same. I don't know. So we got that, and we also have the 104th Insidious Out of the Further, which is terrible name. Terrible name. Insidious. I don't really know anything about the Insidious movies, except that there's been a lot of them. They're going to keep coming because people keep going to see them. So there you go. Do you like Insidious, Michaela? Is that your
So I think I
cup of tea?
saw
Cup of
so
Out
I
of the
think
Further tea?
cup of out of the further tea. I think I saw the first one, and I think the first one scared me a lot. And I think the second one
Mm-hmm.
was less scary. And then I think they came up with a third one, and that's when they came out with like the Nun, I think. And
Oh,
so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many of them I've seen. I love a good Bugatti film that's not actually all that scary because I'm actually a wuss and a coward on the inside. Shocker, I know. So I'm probably going to watch this, but I'm going to wait till it comes out on video and watch it in the month of October because I'm going to run out of scary things to watch. So this is probably going to be a wait and see for me. But no, I don't have any feelings that this is going to be amazing at all.
well, there you
But
go.
it might be. I mean, the people love
Could be.
Insidious. They
People
keep
love
they keep
Insidious.
making movies because people keep going and watching movies, and
That's right.
apparently that's what matters. So here we go.
That's right. We're going to make our own Insidious here at the podcast. It'll be
Out of the cocktail further.
into the farther away. It'll be called. Last week on the podcast, we talked about the Birdcage, which was a fun chat about a really fun movie. This week we're going to be talking about the anniversary of Lord of the Rings. So we'll be talking about the Fellowship of the Ring, kind of, but then also just kind of Lord of the Rings in general. That's going to be fun. Planning to do video podcast of that, so check that out wherever you see your video podcasts, aka Spotify and YouTube mostly. And then over on Patreon, we have Moana bonus episode over there. We've got our hangout. We're going to be doing a bonus episode for End of Oak Street after we see that. So we'll get that recorded and up here sometime in the next week or so. So check that out. It's patreon.com/drink the movies. Well, now that I know this is called a Momtini, I'm less excited to drink it, but I am still going to go have one, Michaela, because I'm excited. I got a good cocktail recipe. The kids are back to school, which means traffic is going to be terrible. Getting to the movie theater tonight, going to see End of Oak Street, Dinosaur Time, looking good. All
Looking
signs are
good.
pointing to a-okay. Out of the further, indeed.
Out
So
of the further.
out of the further. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up, and we'll talk to everyone next time in the lobby bar.